is a part of our past. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again.
Here in Ohio, we have 5 minor league baseball teams. Today, we're going to focus on the Columbus Clippers. The organization dates back to 1977 when they were the AAA affiliate of the Pittsburgh Pirates. In 2009, the Columbus Clippers became the AAA affiliate of the Cleveland Indians and are still affiliated with the Cleveland Guardians today. Joining us now is Clippers radio play-by-play announcer Ryan Mitchell. This season has kind of been 2 different teams. They finished the first half as the worst team in the league, but in the second half, they're among the league's elite. What changed?
Well, I don't know if it's exactly one thing that changed. I think players found their role better. The coaching staff was better able to deploy players in advantageous situations. The bullpen got better. The personnel in the bullpen got better, and that certainly is one thing that you can point to and say that is a big difference from the beginning of the season and even goes back to late May, not all the way to the end of the first half. The Clippers started to turn around in late May. They won a series against Indianapolis late May, early June, and they hadn't lost a series since. Now, we play 6-game series in the minors these days since the changes that took place coming into the 2021 season. A lot is different in minor league baseball than it used to be. So to win a series, you've got to win 2 series under the old system. It's a 6-game set. You got to take 4 out of those 6. Prior to that point, the Clippers hadn't won a series all year. They started the first 10 series of the year without a series victory. Since then, they do not have a series loss. They've split a few, 3-3, but basically the offense has found its level, and they've been the top slugging team in the International League for much of the second half. They hit a lot of home runs. Recently, the run scoring has been down a bit, but overall, the Clippers are one of the better power hitting teams in the International League. There have been some call-ups from Double-A in the starting rotation in Doug Nikhazy and Ryan Webb, who have really solidified the starting rotation and allowed guys to maybe, again, be in better roles, more advantageous spots to deploy them. And I think that everybody is just kind of pulling the rope in the same direction as well. And that makes a big difference.
The team has won 11 Governor's Cups in their history, with the last championship being 2019. What are the odds for this year?
Well, as we wake up, the Clippers have a not comfortable, but healthy lead in the International League in the second half. So it looks like the playoffs are a pretty good possibility. Now, I am not an odds maker, so I can't exactly lay the odds of making the playoffs, because the teams that are trailing the Clippers, the International League is now a 20-team league, and divisions don't matter for making the playoffs. You just have to finish first in either the first or second half among the 20 teams. The Omaha Storm Chasers finished first in the first half, which means they get to host the best of 3 International League Championship Series when that begins on September the 24th. The Clippers have to beat those other 19 teams, and I said they've got a pretty good lead right now, but there are 5 teams bunched within a game and a half of each other behind Columbus, essentially for second place. So if any of those teams really gets hot and the Clippers stumble even a little bit, then things could go awry. But right now I like where the Clippers are sitting, and when you get into the playoffs, anything can happen. Since the affiliation with the Cleveland Guardians, you ran through the history there for the Clippers. There have been 4 Governor's Cup championships for the Clippers since 2009. This is 5 years. It's odd because you can't count the 2020 season because there wasn't one, but it's 5 calendar years since the Clippers made the playoffs, and that is tied for the longest drought in franchise history. So everybody around the team, down in the clubhouse, the president and general manager, Ken Schnocky, they want that stretch to end, and they want to get back to the playoffs and get another championship.
Well, for the rest of this month, we're going to be following the Clippers closely, but I've got one last question for you, Ryan, and then I'll let you get back to work. What is your personal record for hot dog consumption on Dime a Dog Night?
Well, so I retired. I hung up my Joey Chestnut belt a long, long time ago when it came to that. In the first couple of years with the Clippers, I would engage in those kinds of hijinks, and I think I got to 5, and that was more than enough. Could I have gone farther? Sure. But knowing that there was a game to be called, I didn't want to wind up in the seventh inning having instant regret and having the good people of Columbus have to hear about it.
All right, we want to thank Ryan Mitchell, the play-by-play announcer for the Columbus Clippers. Wish them well in the playoffs. And we'll be back with more of Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network after this.
Remember how that little girl in Poltergeist was in the TV?
They're here.
Yeah? Well, she's actually dead now. It's quite sad.
Anyway, watch your favorite fan shows on your TV by subscribing to us on YouTube.
Search 971 The Fan.
Do it now.
Save big on your next project right now at Menards. Do you have a mouse in your house? Effectively capture mice and pests with Tomcat rodent traps. Menards carries a variety of Tomcat traps that are easy to use, non-toxic, and are safer than conventional wooden traps. Save big on Tomcat traps. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards. Common Man here for Weed Man. I have the greatest lawn in the neighborhood every single year. And the reason why is water and Weed Man. Good news, I'm only selling you one of them. Fall is the perfect time to improve your lawn for next year. The work you do or don't do now is directly reflected next spring. If you want a beautiful spring lawn, it starts now, not next April. Now through the end of September, mention the promo code Common Man and get a free blanket weed control with the purchase of a full program. For a free quote, go to weedman.com. That's weedman.com.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV?
What? No way, dude.
Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen. To draft an agent for your team, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do...
Let's play something, Grandma.
...became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A new voice for the citizens of Columbus.
I'm passionate about my community.
On your side, ABC 6 News introduces you to the Chiefs Advisory Panel.
They want to build bridges.
And their plans to improve the relationship between police and the community. Monday at 6 p.m.
With so much happening every day,
ABC 6 News is on your side, helping you understand the events that impact your community.
And when you need us, ABC 6 News is on your side.
6 on your side. They're the ones willing to answer the phone.
You can count on ABC 6 News to be on your side.
Live ABC Tonight.
Hi, I'm Dan Levy.
And I'm Eugene Levy.
And we are hosting the Emmys.
The first ever father and son co-hosts take on television's biggest night.
It's going to be spectacular. The best ever. Huge surprises, massive laughs, unforgettable moments.
I think you might be setting the bar a little high.
With special guest presenters, iconic tributes, and so much more.
And the Emmy
goes to...
I'm a winner, baby!
The Emmys, live.
Tonight at 8 on ABC 6.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom!
I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
There are many places to sail all over Ohio, including many clubs along Lake Erie. Cleveland Metro Parks and their partners announced a world-class community sailing center will open in 2026. Metro Parks CEO Brian Zimmerman joins us now on Ohio Sports Magazine to discuss the new endeavor. Brian, welcome.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
So where is this going to be?
Well, what we're doing is it's going to be at East 55th in really the heart of the St. Clair Superior neighborhood. It's really designed to complement the East 55th Marina and then be very additive to the work that we're doing, bringing a trail all the way from East 9th, which is the Rock Hall Science Center, all the way to East 55th, and then literally all the way to MLK. So it really creates this new facility, this new community, world-class community sailing center right in the heart of East 55th.
So this is going to be called the Patrick S. Parker Community Sailing Center. Who is Patrick Parker?
So Patrick Parker is part of the Parker-Hannifin legacy, and we couldn't be more proud to be associated with not only Parker-Hannifin, but Patrick S. Parker. He literally loved sailing, and his wife's comment was he would have loved to have his name associated with this. And, you know, he's part of the America's Cup, the hydraulics. I mean, Parker-Hannifin is a world-class company that has strong, amazing ties to the sailing community, and Patrick was a sailor himself. And so this is a awesome tribute to an amazing man, and we really look forward to being able to tell the story. Hopefully we'll inspire people to be engineers and architects and accountants and others and find their path here in Cleveland and maybe working for one of the companies just like Parker.
Now, I grew up in Cleveland, and I remember days gone by when that 55th Street Marina was an eyesore. And over the years, things have happened, like the docking facility became condominiums, I believe. So how did that particular location be the choice as opposed to other locations along Lake Erie?
I'll walk through very quickly. So Huntington Reservation, Cleveland Metro Parks and its partners put together, rebuilt the Noshri. It was one of the original 9 reservations. We just did Karen's Way Play Space, which is an extremely additive thing. Then you move down over to Edgewater, and, with our almost 10-plus year anniversary of returning the parks to state control, from state control to Metro Parks, the new the beach house that opened in 2017 with the plaza and the concerts. And then we go to basically Wendy Park, Whiskey Island, which has got the new trail, the new bridge, the connection to the lakefront. We go to East 55th. It was the next logical spot. Here's the other thing. At the Cleveland Coast Guard Station, we had been doing programming with our partners at the Foundry for a number of years. Metro Parks were running some of their own through our Outdoor Experiences program, and we were so busy and overwhelmed at that location, we really had no more capacity. And so when we started looking at where is the next logical spot, and you talked about, we talked about Edgewater Marina, Whiskey Island, then we talked about Lakeside, the Inner City, we talked about all the different yacht clubs. There was nothing that said community sailing center. And what this is really designed to do is invite the community in. You don't have to have a boat. You can literally get on a boat after taking some classes and get out and sail on our greatest asset, Lake Erie. And so that's why that particular location was chosen. We've made investments in Villa Angela, Euclid, and Wildwood. And so this was the logical spot to come out of the break wall. This is also going to be complementary to Cheers, which is Cleveland Harbor Eastern Embayment Resilience Strategy, a partnership with the port to add more parkland and use the adaptive the fill to create more parkland.
When we talk about a public sailing center, what are some of the amenities that the public will be able to enjoy besides learning how to sail and having that opportunity, even if you don't own a boat?
My whole mantra on this is keeping the word community and preserving that legacy of being able to access it no matter what your means are. This is for the community. We've talked about an opportunity to maybe create a playground near it. Right now we have volleyball, we have bocce ball, we have our fuel docks there. So there are a number of very complementary things. This one will have a restaurant with a second floor outlook on it. It will have the fuel stations, bait shop, that type of thing. So all those amenities will still be there. But then we've got classroom spaces. We've got opportunities to rig a boat at the mast, do all of those wonderful things to teach people how to actually sail. And then we really talk about the freshwater side of things. I mean, Lake Erie being one of the greatest assets, how do we continue to educate with our partners about the valuable resource that Lake Erie is?
Why do you think it's taken so long for a community center of this nature to come to the forefront in terms of planning and execution?
So I've been here 14 years, and it was one of the priorities, but we really needed to, I would say, clean the house, and the work that we had done to really enhance the parkland, between Edgewater, Villa Angela, Euclid, Wildwood, all those. We have a world-class zoo, and I think that, the community is ready now. When you look at a few years ago, pre-COVID, not all, yacht clubs or marinas, had waiting lists. We've got a very nice waiting list across most of the facilities, and so right now we need the capacity, and we need to make sure that our community sees themselves connected to the water. The other projects that we're working on right near there are Gordon Park. Gordon Park is going to get an $8 million investment with the Jack Joseph and Mort Mandel Foundation, and so we're really looking at how are we connecting our community to the waterfront. And so it's what I would say ready now. We're ready to build, and we're ready to go.
The Emerald Necklace gets an added bonus on the lake. Here's the big question that listeners are going to want to know. How much is this project going to cost, and where does the money come from?
So it's broken out into private philanthropic support that includes the Parker Hannifin Company, a number of individual donors, the Cleveland Foundation, Cleveland Metro Parks is putting funds into it. So there are a number of different stacks of funding that total the $15 million plus. Well, this will also be two individual buildings. One, we call it the East Campus, which is the Patrick S. Parker Community Sailing Center, and then we've got a boathouse on the other side where a lot of the programmatic elements will be coming out of, and then we'll also be looking at the next number of years of some upgrades to the marina facility as well. So there'll be a nice facelift for this particular location.
Last question for you. Looking forward, will this particular facility attract any national or international maritime events?
Our belief is that we should have the capacity to host, and we have hosted the Senior Pan American Games were here. They hosted the Gay Games. They're talking about the Special Olympics. So yes, I certainly believe that this facility will command it. The Lake Erie is an amazing lake to sail on. We have a great rowing culture. So there are a number of really unique ways to embrace the waterfront. So I believe that this will definitely get national attention.
Cleveland Metro Parks CEO Brian Zimmerman has been our guest. We wish you great luck with this project. Can't wait to see it when it is unveiled. And we'll be back with more of Ohio Sports Magazine after this on the Ohio News Network.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton. ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office,
You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and prevent storm damage. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Have you lost Ohio Medicaid? At healthcare.gov, you can find a low-cost, quality health plan.
Do plans cover doctor visits?
What about emergency care?
And prescriptions?
All covered and more. Plus, with the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Welcome back to Ohio Sports Magazine. I'm Jay Fox, and we're talking volleyball. No, not sandpit beach fun, serious high school volleyball. Emily Mason joins us from the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Thank you for being on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
We are delighted. How many schools have volleyball, Emily?
So we have 817 OHSA member high schools and girls volleyball. It's a pretty big number. It's our largest girls sport at OHSAA with 798 schools that have the program. And boys volleyball, it's in our second year. It'll be the third season in 2025, and we have about 170 so far in boys volleyball.
So when it comes to playing for a season, a time period, and ranking the teams, is it done kind of like football where there are different divisions based on school size, or does that not matter in this sport?
So for the tournament piece of it, it does not matter. Actually, football is really our only sport that uses those types of rankings. It's pretty, it's really our only sport where not everyone makes the postseason tournament. So in girls volleyball, everyone makes the tournament, so it starts at the sectional level. However, we are moving. This will be the first season. Typically, we've had 4 divisions, and starting with this 2024 volleyball season, we are moving to 7 divisions. So Divisions 1 and Divisions 2 are the top 64 teams. And then from there, it's pretty much divided more or less evenly between Divisions 3 through 7. But again, once we get to the postseason, everyone makes the tournament, and it's just kind of all based on, how you advance throughout the tournament. So it is a little different than football.
Okay, let's paint the picture for the audience. So we know that there's a net in between the two teams, and there are players on each side. How many players are on each side, and what are the positions?
Yes, so on each side there are 6 starting players. So kind of keeps it simple, 3 in the back row, 3 in the front row. So in the back row, you have your kind of right back position, you have your left back position, and then typically in the middle back row is a player called the libero. So the libero is not permitted in middle school volleyball. However, it is permitted in high school volleyball, and the libero is basically a defensive specialist. They're usually kind of the player that you see diving around, trying to get as many of those back row balls that come their way. And then in the front row, there are 3 positions as well. So we'll start on the left. So you have an outside or left hitter or blocker. There's not really a proper terminology. And then same in the middle. That's typically where, you'll kind of see the height on the team is that middle and left position. They really are there to block the ball, kind of those big hitters, that kind of thing. And then in the right front is what's called a setter. So they are, when you see, typically they try to get the second volley that goes over the net. So, typically back row will get the first volley, then it'll go to the setter, and the setter, even though she starts the position in the right front, she's kind of going all over her side of the net to try to get that second ball. And then typically you would set the ball to either that left or middle hitter. So you do only get 3 hits on your side of the net before it has to go over the net.
So does everybody get a chance to serve, or is there a designated server, kind of like a pitcher in baseball?
So in the sport of volleyball, everyone has the opportunity. Basically, when you get a volley and a point, you rotate. So kind of on the offense, you get the rotation. So when the player gets to that right back position, that is when you get to serve the ball. However, you definitely see it a lot in high school volleyball that you can use substitutions to rotate that player out, whether it's maybe there's a front row player who's not as strong when they get to the back row, or maybe they're just not a strong server. You can substitute a player in for that individual. They can come in and serve. Everyone does have the opportunity, but if there are players that aren't as strong in the back row, there is also the opportunity to substitute players to just come in and serve and play the back row and then rotate out when they get to the front row, whatever it may be.
Now, at the beginning of our conversation, you said there's girls and there's boys. Is there ever co-ed, or is that just not the way it is?
There is not with Ohio high school volleyball. So this is actually a state law, an Ohio state law, that boys are not permitted to participate on girls' teams. Girls are permitted to participate on boys' teams, but in this scenario, no boy could play on a girls' volleyball team. However, our boys' volleyball season is in the spring, and girls would be permitted to participate on a boys' volleyball team. However, they could not participate in both the girls' volleyball season and the boys' volleyball season.
So they'd have to pick and choose.
Yep, that's correct. And even when a girl would play on a boys volleyball team, which I have not seen so far yet, and the 2.5 years we've sanctioned the sport of boys volleyball, we still wouldn't call it co-ed. It would just be boys volleyball, and there might be a female or two on a team.
Got it. So final question for you today. Are there college volleyball scholarships?
There are. So there are 334 Division I teams that have the sport of volleyball, and each team is permitted a maximum of 12 scholarships to give out in Division I. And in Division II, they're permitted a maximum of 8 scholarships to give out for volleyball student athletes. So that's, pretty good with 334 D1 teams and a maximum of 12 scholarships that they can give out each year.
Well, we have learned a lot more about high school volleyball. We want to thank Emily Mason from the Ohio High School Athletic Association for being our guest. And there will be more of Ohio Sports Magazine when we come back on the Ohio News Network.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Get Eco.
ECO. It's hot everywhere.
I was thinking about that, Jerry. Remember when you invented the bagel button for toasters?
Sure. Toasty where you want it toasty, cool where you want it cool. The perfect bagel.
I think air conditioning should be like that. Keep the toasty heat outside and keep your family cool inside. If your house is toasty, we can make it cool the same day you call.
Get Eco.
ECO. I like it, Aaron. But if only you had a button.
A button?
See, the genius of the bagel button experience is the button. Push the button and everything is taken care of.
Get Eco.
ECO.
GetEco.com has 2 buttons. One button to book online and another button to talk to a real-life person. Either way, your cool house is happening today.
2 buttons. Genius.
I thought you'd like that.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
It's back to school time. That means it's time to start saving with deals for school days at Giant Eagle and Market District. Get tons of discounts on all your favorite items so your students can be ready to take on the day. Don't miss out. Visit your local Giant Eagle or Market District today.
Kemba Financial Credit Union pays you to save. Get a $300 bonus with a new money market account and earn a premium interest rate on your money. It adds up to big-time savings for your goals and dreams. Visit Kemba.org to check our rates and learn more. Restrictions apply. Bonus requires Advantage status and $10,000 minimum balance be deposited in the first 30 days and maintained to qualify for a $100 bonus at 90 days and $200 at 180 days after opening. Federally insured by NCUA. Offer ends September 30th.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Visit shelterinsurance.com to find an agent to help you pick a policy that's right for you. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Temperatures tonight giving us a little bit of a breakdown into the mid to low 60s with clear skies. And then for Sunday, the sun is out again in full force. Stay cool as highs are in the low 90s with light winds. I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is ONN.
We're into week 3 of the college football season. Ohio State took a dip in the polls despite a 56-0 win over Western Michigan in week 2. Buckeyes are third in the AP top 25, but have the week off before hosting Marshall next Saturday at noon. Georgia maintained the top spot in the AP poll. Bulldogs beat Tennessee Tech 48-3 last Saturday. It was the University of Texas that jumped Ohio State in the poll. Longhorns vaulted from 3-2 thanks to a decisive 31-12 victory over then number 10 Michigan. Texas won that game last weekend in Ann Arbor. December. Paul Feinbaum covers college football at large for ESPN and joined Bo Bishop on ONN affiliate WBNS FM in Columbus. Paul agreed with the voters in how impressed he was with the Longhorns.
I was surprised how dominant it was. To me, I thought Michigan would be competitive. I was wrong. That game was over so quickly. I talked to one of the Texas players this week, and he tried to act like it was a 4-quarter game, and he had to fight back a laugh when he said it. Anyone concerned that Michigan was going to extend the streak over Ohio State to 4 games need not be concerned. I mean, this program will be lucky to be anywhere near the playoff conversation in November and December.
It's the damnedest thing, Paul, that they basically punted. It feels to me, we're 3 hours south, but it seems to me like they kind of punted on this season. I mean, to not try to get better at the quarterback position in the portal, it just seems like, hey, we had our cake and we're good. And what they put out there Saturday was, I thought Texas would cover. I did. I picked them to, but at the same time, I thought Michigan would have a little more resistance than they did.
Yeah, let's stop the hate on Michigan for just a second to say that Texas is better than maybe even we thought they would be, and they were a top 3 team coming in. But it was just the dominance, the physicality. You've seen more Michigan play than I have, but I don't remember a time when Michigan looked like Purdue. Yeah,
they were bullied. You mentioned Texas. When Sark took that job, based on what your familiarity with him was as the coordinator, certainly at Alabama, and he's been all over the star-crossed at USC and all those things. Did you think that they had finally landed their guy the way that it appears that they have with Sark?
No, I knew he was a good coordinator. I knew his past, but I just had not seen enough. His head coaching career had been so checkered. It was hard to believe that, even with all the things that Texas has, because we've seen so many failures at Texas, whether it was Charlie Strong or Tom Herman or the last 5 years of Mack Brown. It was hard to believe that he could dial it up that quickly. But, the quarterback position is so significant, as we all know, and he got the right one, and then he got the backup being the right one, and he put all the compliments around it.
Yeah, he really did, and they are humming and certainly belong in that Georgia-Ohio State category at the very top of the sport. Tennessee, 51-10, Paul. I didn't see that one coming over Dave Doran's group of Wolfpack on Saturday, and really it wasn't like Amalieva was lighting the world on fire, threw a couple of picks. What did you make of the dominance from the Vols?
I think that's the significant part of this game. I had a lot of friends who were at that game, and they said, Tennessee really isn't that good. I said, well, okay, that's fair. But they're the fastest team in the country, which most people know. And when they get on a roll, they're hard to contain. And NC State had just nothing to answer. And really, Tennessee is about to enter the playoff picture in a serious way. They have Oklahoma next week in Norman. And I'm assuming they're going to get out of that based on the play of the Sooners. And suddenly we're talking about a real contender here. And I say that basing it on a couple of weeks ago, they looked like a fringe team. They didn't look like they were inside the bubble.
No, they didn't. And now I look at this AP college football poll, and it's every Big Ten fan's worst nightmare. 6 of the top 7 are SEC teams. Some of that is the way that some of the Big Ten teams have looked. Oregon has dropped all the way to 9, and I think probably deservedly so. Of those 6, obviously we know Georgia and Texas are very real, but Bama, Ole Miss, Missouri, we just talked about Tennessee. Where are those teams? Are they appropriately where you think they are nationally, the way that they are ranked?
Yeah, and let me warn the audience, don't pay too much attention. I know down in my headquarters, that's on the wall when you walk in the building. But it doesn't mean anything because there's a lot of cannibalization in the SEC. To me, Ole Miss is the team not getting any conversation. They haven't played anybody. They'll play Wake Forest this week on the road, which doesn't mean a whole lot. But they look complete. So I think they're the other one to watch. I'm a little shaky on Alabama. I don't know. I think they'll get out of Madison. They should get out of Madison without a scratch, but they have Georgia in 2 weeks, so things will start breaking out.
The thing that'll be the reason I think it's interesting is that I've always been pretty certain that what Greg Sankey will do as this thing goes along, because they had a very different scheduling philosophy than the Big Ten did. I mean, Ohio State's not playing USC, they're not playing Washington, they're not playing UCLA, they're not playing the hits in the Big Ten, but the SEC did. Georgia plays Texas in a couple of weeks, and then they play Alabama, so forth and so on. And I'm really convinced, Paul, that what will happen is there will be our 9-3 is better than your 11-1. It won't impact Ohio State, but it's going to impact the ACC, the Big 12, and it's going to impact some of the maybe second-tier teams in the Big 10. The stage is set pretty nicely for that, is it not, based on the way that these teams are ranked early?
Yeah, some of that scheduling was done to cover the fact the SEC did not go to 9 games, which to me was a financial network decision that will be rectified. What is interesting, I happened to run into Greg Sankey yesterday. They had a meeting in our building, and you may have seen this, but I wasn't aware of it because I was traveling a little bit. But he was in Ann Arbor, which I thought was very interesting. I think the reason I bring that up, he then went to Charlotte for the Tennessee game, but the fact that he would go up there, the commissioner won't normally go to a road game with all the SEC teams. But I think it's just to reaffirm the connection between him and Tony Petitti.
We'll be back with more Ohio Sports Magazine next on the Ohio News Network.
Bishop and Friends.
The only thing not DVRable is sports you care about. You are leveraged because of that. It's the reason that these rights deals are going for as big as they are.
Bishop and Friends.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Football season is here, and you know what that means. Fall is just around the corner. Cooler temperatures on the way. If you've been dealing with drafty windows all summer, struggling on those crazy hot days, your AC just can't keep up, now is the perfect time to upgrade with Universal Windows Direct. Call them today, 614-502-5220. For every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply because they always do. Go to UWD.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Bobcat Enterprises is your family-owned partner for landscaping and construction projects since 1975. Find great deals on our full line of Bobcat equipment, including a 36-month, 2,000-hour full warranty on Bobcat compact track loaders and skid steers. And right now, get financing as low as 0% for 48 months on select equipment. Build local. Stop by Bobcat Enterprises in Hilliard, Reynoldsburg, or Zanesville to find current specials, or see our full line of products at bobcatent.com today.
A new voice for the citizens of Columbus.
I'm passionate about my community.
On your side, ABC 6 News introduces you to the Chiefs Advisory Panel.
They want to build bridges.
And their plans to improve the relationship between police and the community. Monday at 6 p.m.
With so much happening every day,
ABC 6 News is on your side, helping you understand the events that impact your community.
And when you need us, ABC 6 News is on your side.
6 on your side, they're the ones willing to answer the phone.
You can count on ABC 6 News to be on your side.
Live ABC Tonight.
Hi, I'm Dan Levy.
And I'm Eugene Levy.
And we are hosting the Emmys.
The first ever father and son co-hosts take on television's biggest night.
It's going to be spectacular. The best ever. Huge surprises, massive laughs, unforgettable moments.
I think you might be setting the bar a little high.
With special guest presenters, iconic tributes, and so much more.
And the Emmy
goes to...
I'm a winner, baby!
The Emmys, live.
Tonight at 8 on ABC 6.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do...
Let's play something, Grandma.
...became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
To find an agent near you, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Let's catch up on the Cincinnati Bengals with our Paul Keels.
This week we talk again with Jeff Hobson, who is the emperor of Bengals.com, telling us about everything involving the Cincinnati Bengals. And boy, week one certainly wasn't what everybody expected, Jeff. What were kind of your thoughts after the fact after that game with New England?
Yeah, I thought the surprising thing was obviously, the two things was the offense just didn't jack the ball downfield, Keelso. You know, they kind of played in a box. And defensively, you know, they've really been emphasizing the stop and the run. And I think the hope is, you know, the Patriots rushed for 170 yards and kind of grabbed the clock at the end of the game. But I think they feel like they were, you know, the one positive out of the thing was they had 13 missed tackles. And I think they think their communication and their fits were better than last year. And that they can just, you know, they can shore that up with, you know, just get used to the season and tackling. But it's a tough hole to be in. I think, you know, the number one thing, you know, offensively, they're going to have to contain Chris Jones to go to Kansas City. So, you know, they got to kind of find out how to get Burrow throwing the ball down the field again.
You know, let's go back to the missed tackles, Butch. That certainly seemed to be not only just a big problem in that game, but frustrating in the fact that that's something that traditionally in the last few years we haven't seen the Bengals run into.
Yeah, right. They're I think it was a little bit of a problem last year, but you're right. But the in 21 and 22 when they were making their runs, very good tackling team. And, you know, I think this team will be – I think this defense is going to be, by the end of the day, by the end of the season, I think they're going to be, you know, you'll be mentioning them with those 21 and 22 units. But I just don't know, Keelso. I'm having a hard time, and I think the rest of the league is having a hard time trying to figure out what to do in the preseason. It's just these guys make so much money now. The cap is so important. The season is so long. You know, you don't want these guys. You know, you can't pound these guys in August, but yet you have to be ready. You have to get ready in September. It's a real conundrum, I think.
That was another question on the list here, Butch. Playing guys a little bit more in the preseason, and does that become even more of a quandary with the anticipation that there might be another preseason game going away?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's great. That sounds great until guys get hurt. You know, mm-hmm. I mean, they're still. I mean, they didn't really play. You know, they played only the starters only once, but you know. They suffered, I thought, 2 injuries. You know, they lost Chris Jenkins, their second-round pick, and he might be able to come back this week, maybe not. But they've also haven't had McKinley Jackson since early in training camp. He's going to be back in the first, you know, maybe next month. But he's a guy, you know, he's the third-round pick. Both these guys that are big defensive tackles of the future, you know, and they were going to be big-time depth for them. And they didn't have either one, and they still get burned. They still lost some key guys, even though they didn't play their starters. And you know, they didn't have T. Higgins, and you know, maybe he did too much in camp. He pulled a hamstring. In the first week they're game practicing. So you know, how much is too much? I mean, you know, they still. You know, I think Zach Taylor and Joey Boze, his strength coach, have a really good handle on it. You know this, Keelso, you see it. They get these guys strapped to machines telling them how much they've worked. So they've got it down to a science. But it's I don't know, you know, it's a hard thing. I think these guys, you know, even if you don't work them, you know, even if you work them right, injuries still happen.
Was the TV broadcast making a little too much out of Joe Burrow flexing his wrist, Butch?
Yeah, I'm not sure that was, you know, I hate to say it, Keelso, because you've heard this many times down through your career of when you interview guys, I'm not a doctor, But I may be less than a doctor, whatever that is. So, but I don't know. Is the guy's wrist hurting him? I don't know. Can he grip the ball? I think he can. I think he can throw it downfield. I've seen him throw it downfield, so I know he can do it. So I think, to me, I think he's fine. He says he's fine. The coaches say he's fine. I think that Patriots, I think just, they had a hell of a plan. They got up. That was the big thing. They didn't get, they were able to play their style of defense, which was, you take away the deep ball and you pressure them up the middle. And he didn't get pressured that much, but I think Gerard Mayo had a really good game plan for taking away those receivers.
Jeff Hobson, we always appreciate it. Everybody should check out Bengals.com to get all the wisdom they need. Butch, always enjoy hearing from you.
Kielzo, you're the best. Have a good bye week.
We'll be back with more Ohio Sports Magazine next on the Ohio News Network.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and prevent storm damage. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
Have you lost Ohio Medicaid? At healthcare.gov, you can find a low-cost, quality health plan.
Do plans cover doctor visits?
What about emergency care?
And prescriptions?
All covered and more. Plus, with the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Now let's get some highlights from the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Here's producer Bodie Wells to set the scene.
Thanks, Jay. On the show this week, the guys discussed how the Browns fan base is feeling about quarterback Deshaun Watson.
Is the Browns fan base turning on Deshaun Watson at this point?
Well, listen,
they never was really.
I think at the time of the trade, the majority of fans were on board with Deshaun Watson. I believe not a huge majority, but a majority.
Oh, no.
I think by the time we got to the start of this year, it was maybe 50-50.
No, I think it was like 70-30.
All right, it's just my opinion. I think the combination of Deshaun playing an awful game one and another allegation, again, it's an allegation, there's no facts here, and the fact that this allegation is even worse than anything he's been accused of in the past, that combination has turned off way more people. And I think Deshaun Watson is going to have to play at such a high level to win a lot of fans back. It's going to be very hard.
I think there are certain fans that were never going to be fans of Deshaun Watson no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there are certain fans that are Browns fans, which want to win no matter what. They don't care what the quarterback has done or is alleged to have done.
To catch the full breakdown, just search for the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show on YouTube. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and enjoy their daily content covering all things Cleveland sports. We'll be back to wrap up this week's Ohio Sports Magazine show here on the Ohio News Network.
Common Man and T-Bone are known for many things. And while great radio ain't one of them, shoving food down their gullets is their specialty. Join Man and Bone for Fat Boy Food Tip.
Live at 3 or on the podcast.
Your home for fat. The Fan.
Your local Rite Aid might be closing, but don't worry. It's easy to transfer your prescriptions with GoodRx. First, check prices at GoodRx.com or on our app. Then show your coupon to the pharmacist. It's that simple. GoodRx can save you up to 80% on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, GoodRx is free, and it works whether you have insurance or not. Download the app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers, the people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Save big on your flooring update now at Menards. Check out our great selection of durable and waterproof flooring that stands up to life's messes. Great Lakes Vinyl Plank is easy to install and features an attached pad for comfort and noise reduction. Update your living room, kitchen, bedroom, or bathroom with Great Lakes Vinyl Plank Flooring on sale now through September 22nd. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Bobcat Enterprises is your family-owned partner for landscaping and construction projects. Bobcat Enterprises sells and services a full line of Bobcat equipment, including compact track loaders, excavators, tractors, and more. Plus, Bobcat rents compact equipment and attachments. With Bobcat, you can rent the machine and own the results. Keep your business local. Stop by Bobcat Enterprises in Hilliard, Reynoldsburg, or Zanesville, and find current specials and our full line of products by visiting bobcatent.com today.
Fall favorites are back in season this week at Meijer. Find locally grown and freshly picked apples in the produce department. Plus, get fresh from Meijer family pack boneless chicken thighs for $2.99 per pound. And Meijer potato or tortilla chips 3 for $6 when you buy 3 or more. And you'll always get the same low price no matter how you shop, in-store or online. Find everything you need in just one stop when you shop at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I have the greatest lawn in the neighborhood every single year. And the reason why is Water and Weed Man. Good news, I'm only selling you one of them. Fall is the perfect time to improve your lawn for next year. The work you do or don't do now is directly reflected next spring. If you want a beautiful spring lawn, it starts now, not next April. Now through the end of September, mention the promo code Common Man and get a free blanket weed control with the purchase of a full program. For a free quote, go to weedman.com. That's weedman.com.
When severe weather strikes, seconds count. That's why you need advance warning from 10 Weather Impact. When we say advance warning, that means you'll know when storms will hit and how long they will last, how they could impact you and your family, what you need to be prepared. And you'll know all of it ahead of time. When it's coming, the impact, and what you need to know. All from 10 Weather Impact.
An encyclopedic knowledge of sports and other random things you may or may not care about.
I think I found my mentor.
Rockman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Thanks to all of our Locked On podcast contributors this week as well. For Bodie Wells, Eric Reeser, and Paul Keels, I'm Jay Fox. Thanks for listening to Ohio Sports Magazine. Join us next week right here on the Ohio News Network.